Jai Hind to all the future officers. Welcome to the fourth and last part of the video of defense knowledge on Indian Air Force. Today is the most important video where I would be comparing different fighter jets and fighting attack helicopters. I will make the comparison among them because it is the mostly asked questions in the Air Force SSBs, where the interviewing officers just ask why Dassault Rafale is preferred more over Mirage 2000 or over MiG-21. So these type of comparisons, you should know that why this aircraft is good than other aircraft. Okay, so today we will start, and this is the most important part of our video. Okay, so in 2019, you all know Pulwama attack took place. Then in retaliation, Indian Air Force did the Balakot airstrike. But after Balakot airstrike, what happened was that after the Balakot airstrike, Pakistani fighter jets, F-16 fighter planes, which are US made, they were used by Pakistan owned F-16 fighter planes, and Pakistani Air Force tried to attack India in retaliation. But at that time, MiG-21 aircrafts were used to just for the defense of India, and they were able to drive out the Pakistani Air Force jets. F-16 was destroyed, and in that case, in that situation, our wing commander Abhinandan sir plane crashed and it landed into Pakistan. So it was a shock for the whole world that F-16 is the one of the world's most upgraded and advanced fighter aircraft, and MiG-21 is very old version. So MiG-21 was able to destroy the F-16 fighter plane. So this was one of the most important thing, that a pilot is more important than the aircraft. But we have to also know the comparison between different aircrafts. I have just told you a small story. Okay, so Balakot airstrike, and after Balakot, in retaliation, Pakistan attacked with F-16 on India. Indian Air Force used MiG-21, and in MiG-21 they shot down F-16, and with MiG-21 we were able to drive out F-16 fighter planes of Pakistan. But Balakot airstrike was conducted with Mirage 2000 aircraft. Okay, so this was just the base of this video. Now we will start our video. Okay, so important details on Dassault Rafale of Indian Air Force aircraft. Recent skirmish between India and Pakistan post Pulwama that resulted in shooting down of an F-16 fighter plane of Pakistan by Indian aircraft MiG-21 has established the might of Indian Air Force. The Prime Minister has lauded the Indian Air Force, but at the same time, this also reflects the aging fleet of aircraft that India has, because MiG-21 is very old. It has aged. To tackle this, India is inducting two new aircrafts indigenously developed, which is made in India, Tejas aircraft, and French manufactured Dassault Rafale. Okay, so Dassault is the company, and it has made the Rafale aircraft. So Dassault Rafale Indian Air Force aircraft. So it is manufactured by French company Dassault Aviation, and the same company has also manufactured Mirage 2000 aircraft. Okay, so it is a multi-role fighter aircraft. What does multi-role fighter aircraft means? Multi-role means, I have told you previously also, but I will tell you now also. Multi-role means different roles. Air-to-air combat, which means combat with other fighter jets. It is known as dogfight. Then air support, supporting our different other aircrafts, air support, so that the enemies doesn't attack. Then aerial bombing, if we have to bomb particular area of enemy, then this aircraft is used. Then reconnaissance, which I told you in a previous video, which means collecting the data and intel of the enemy's territory, surveillance. So this is multi-role. So it is multi-role aircraft which is intended to perform aerial reconnaissance, ground support, air supremacy. What does air supremacy means? Air supremacy means dominance, supremacy means might. So air supremacy means might, or the power over more power over the enemy. Okay, so it is also called omni-role aircraft due to its versatile capability. Now see this image, why India wants Rafale. All you need to know about this 4th generation fighter jets. So it is a 4th generation fighter jet. Okay, so there are generally generations. I will make a separate video on generation, but you can remember in short term is that Generation, as the generation increase, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, as the generation increases, more advancement of technology, more advancement in the aircraft takes place. Okay, so this is a fourth generation fighter jet. Why Rafale? Multi-role combat fighter, can be used for ground support in deep depth strike in the enemy's territory. Anti-ship, which means it can fire from air and destroy the ships also. Capable of carrying small nuclear weapons also. Okay, so this Rafale's maximum weight is 24,500 kg, manufactured by Dassault Aviation. It can carry the load of 9,500 kg. What load? Missiles and bombs and all this weight it can carry 9,500 kg. Its range is 3,700 kg. What does it means? Means in a single fuel of oil, a single fuel of fuel, in single fuel, how much it can travel? So it can travel around 3,700 kilometer. Okay, so it is its range. Maximum speed 1389 kilometer per hour. Okay, so its length is 10 meter, 10.3 meter, and its breadth is 5.3 meter. Okay, now see this red portion. Equipped with precision guided air to air missile, air to ground missile. Okay, which means precision guided means when the missile is fired, it can just be controlled by the pilot and its direction can be changed by the pilot. Okay, then 30 gun it has, 30 caliber gun it has, and other advanced weapons. Okay, so these are all the specifications of Dassault Rafale. Why India needs Rafale? Because currently there is shortage of squadrons in Indian Air Force. Minimum there should be 42 squadrons to protect our borders, but lack of finances, we are developing country, and sluggish approach in aircraft manufacturing technology has caused, which has led to India currently only have 31 squadrons, which means in each squadron there are fixed number of aircrafts, which means we are lacking so many squadrons, which means we are lacking many aircrafts. That's why we needed Rafale, an advanced fighter jet, so that we can protect our borders. Okay, so there was a Rafale controversy also. We will discuss about it. These pressing situation promoted the government to induct more fighter jets. After years of pondering, the UPA government finally gave assent to the acquisition of 126 Rafale aircraft. UPA government, Congress government. Okay, but at that time the bone of contention became the responsibility of 108 aircraft which were manufactured by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Okay, in 2015, and so it was like there was bone of contention that Hindustan Aeronautics will manufacture 108 aircrafts, and there was some issue. I am also not perfectly clear, friends. You can check it. You can also tell me in the comment box about this issue. But what I have studied about it is that there was some issue between the two UPA government and the Dassault company. Okay, so there was some bone of contention because of which this deal was not successful in the Congress rule. Then in 2015, NDA government, which means BJP government, finally inducted acquisition of 36 Rafale in flyaway condition and withdraw the earlier deal. Many acquisitions were made by opposition regarding corruption in above deal, as it was observed that in 2016 Reliance and where was finally 36 opposition regarding the above deal, as it was observed that in 2016 Reliance and Dassault both went into joint venture. Finally, in the recent information in light, the Controller and Auditor General inflation plus the purchase or certain high-end equipment and missile like Meteor BVRAM, which was also accepted by the Supreme Court, which means generally it is trying to say that earlier the deal was to purchase all the Rafales, 36 Rafale in 24,000 crore. Okay, but UPA government purchased these 36 Rafale at 60,000 crores. So that was the major acquisition made by the Congress government. That why so much of cost? So it was because Supreme Court, there was a case in Supreme Court and clear chit was given to the BJP government, and this issue was that generally that this Rafale aircraft was upgraded with all the latest missiles. It was upgraded with all the latest weaponries. Other than that, inflation also increased till 2015. So this is because of these all things. Generally, the price of Rafale went to 60,000 crores. Okay, of 36 Rafales. Okay, so this is about the thing. IF has proposed the deployment of Rafale jets in Ambala, Haryana, and Hashimara, Bengal. This would counter both China and Pakistan. Okay, so now I will just tell you in short. In 2007, 126 medium multi-role combat aircrafts permission given by Ministry of Defense. 2008, Reliance Group incorporates Reliance Aerospace Technology Limited, IF shortlist Rafale and Eurofighters jet. Then in 2014, HL Dassault signed work share agreement of 108 aircrafts. In 2012, Dassault Aviation Rafale aircraft comes with the lowest bid. And then in 2012, after 12-15, government announces new deal to acquire 36 direct flyaway aircraft from France. And 2016, this deal was finally done in 60,000 crore. And in 2018, Supreme Court case was filed and Supreme Court gave clear chit to BJP. Okay, and then in December 2018, Supreme Court found no corruption in this deal and the aircrafts were finally purchased. Okay, so now we will talk about the features of Dassault Rafale. 4.5 generation aircraft with equipped with state-of-art avionics. What does avionic means? Avionic means different type of systems in aircraft, different types of technology in aircraft, which means engine control, flight control system, navigation, communication, flight recordings, the threat detection, fuel system, weather radars. So these all comes under the avionics. Okay, so state of art avionics means latest avionics technology and equipments. It has integrated defense aid system Spectra, which protects it against enemy missiles and ground threats, which means it has radar type of thing which detects the enemy missiles. Okay, it has small size as compared to the Russian Sukhoi 30 Mark 1, and this aircraft does not, as this is small in size, it is not easily detected by the enemy's radars. Okay, it is also has the system of air-to-air refueling, which means it doesn't have to land, it just generally does the air-to-air refueling. Flight has the it has a flight control system that is much reliable and prevents the chances of crashes, which means something like autopilot. Okay, it is also equipped with man-to-machine interface integrated with hottest hand on throttle and stick, allowing best performance to Airforce. You all know that pilots generally hold some stick in their hand, which is generally used to control the aircraft. But there are different buttons on the screen to give the inputs. If on this stick only there are different buttons for the inputs, then it would become then it would become easy for the pilot to just give the commands. He has to not just leave the stick and has to click many times on different buttons. Instead, he on this stick only, controlling stick only, he has different buttons for the inputs. Okay, so this it has hottest system. Okay, allowing best performance for Airforce. So difference between Rafale and Tejas. Okay, so why Rafale is preferred over Tejas? So characteristic, Rafale is medium multi-role combat aircraft and HL Tejas is light combat aircraft. Okay, maximum weight is 24,500 kg. HL is more light, it is 13,500 kg. Speed 1.8 Mach, 1.8 Mach. Range in single fuel, Rafale goes till 3700 km and HL Tejas only goes till 850 km. Combat radius, it is 1852 kilometers for Rafale and 500 kilometers for Tejas. Okay, so what does combat radius means? Combat radius means once the fuel is filled in the aircraft, it can go till some particular distance, it can attack the enemy, then come back to the position from where it took off, and then also some fuel would be remaining in the safe fuel would be remaining in this aircraft. So this is the distance, or this is the combat radius. So 1852 kilometers is the combat radius of Rafale. Okay, so surface ceiling, which means till the altitude it can fly. So Rafale can fly till 15.2 kilometers. Tejas can fly till 16 kilometers. Hard point means hard points are 14 and 8 in Tejas. What are hard points? Different points where the missiles can be attached. You can see in the different aircrafts that different missiles are being attached. Okay, I will just show you the image. See this 1 2 3 missile, one more space is left, fourth missile. So these are hard points. So there are different hard points. So in the Rafale there are 14 and in Tejas it is 8. So what is the conclusion? So Rafale is definitely a very good choice for India. The Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has also started the AMCA project and is also jointly developing FGFA with Russia, which would strengthen the Indian Air Force. Okay, so this is all about the Rafale. Now AMCA means Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft Project. FGFA means 5th generation fighter aircraft. Surface ceiling, I have told you, maximum altitude aircraft can fly. And hard point means points present in aircrafts where missile can be attached. Okay, so I have told you about this. So now we will move to MiG-21. I know friends, this would be a very long video, around 1 hour. So you can see this video in breaks. In 15 minutes one Rafale chapter complete, then 15 minutes for another aircraft. So you can just break and see this video. I don't want to waste your time by uploading separate videos, so it would take me many days, around 2 weeks. Instead I am just uploading it in a single video. Okay, so introduction to MiG-21 aircraft in Indian Air Force. It was used in India Pakistan after Balakot strike. I have told you, Pakistan government under pressure ordered its aircraft to do significant damage to Indian military bases near POK, though the attack was countered by them and did not go as planned and resulted in Pakistan losing the F-16 to nearly 5 decade old means 50 years old MiG-21 aircraft. Now we will study about MiG-21 aircraft. It is the Soviet Rus made, means USSR time made, manufactured by Mikhail Gurevich in 1959. Developed primarily to exceed the sonic speed. Sonic speed means speed of sound, and be an improvement over its predecessors MiG-15, MiG-17 and MiG-19. So it was updated version of all these 3 aircrafts. Okay, so MiG-21, also known as Fishbat, Soviet aircraft, combined the abilities of both air-to-air combat and also can work as interceptor aircraft designed to attack enemy aircraft specifically. Okay, so India, which is the largest operator of MiG-21, made its purchase in 1964, and as of 2019, 119 MiGs are still in service, which means so old aircraft still are in service of Indian Air Force. You can see Indian Air Force is just advancing them, just developing them, but these are old machines, old decades machines. Okay, so that's why MiG-21 crashes are frequently noticed in the current scenario, and it is also known as flying coffin. Okay, so it is observed that the plane has been plagued with serious maintenance problem. From 1970 to 2013, at least 14 crashes have been seen. And why the crashes have been seen? Due to engine problem, but also due to the weather condition. Its engine is old, and many times the weather conditions are also the key important role. Indian Air Force lack budgets, and because of which newer aircraft purchase is very hard for us, and because of which we are refitting new technology in an older machine like MiG-21. Due to these crashes, the plane has earned the name flying coffin or widowmaker. Okay, so this was about MiG-21. In this image there are different instances where the MiG-21 crashed. Okay, so MiG-21 design, it has delta wing which permit it to take turn without any rapid loss of speed. What does a delta wing means? It has triangular wings, and its edges are very straight. You can see in this image triangular wings and edges are straight, which means it can easily turn in the air. Okay, operational range of 1210 kilometers, can fly at the speed of 2 Machs, around 2 times the speed of sound, at 2175 km per hour. Surface ceiling, which means elevation it can fly, is 17.8 km, which means it can be one of the best aircraft in the 3rd generation league. Okay, so in 2019 I have told you about the all the issue, but I will just read for you. After Pulwama attack, Indian government scaled up its military activity and adopted offensive defense strategy. In retaliation to 26 Feb attack, Indian Air Force, where they conducted the Balakot strike with Mirage 2000. Pakistan Air Force on 27 Feb planned to attack Indian military bases with US F-16 aircraft. Indian Air Force was ready with its interceptors and shot down one of the F-16, though Indian MiG-21 piloted by Wing Commander Abhinandan Sir was also shot down. But the global reaction was majorly focused on the fact that how did Indian pilot achieve this feat. Let's look at the specifications of two aircrafts. Now we will compare the US made F-16 aircraft with MiG-21 aircraft. Nicknames are Fishbad, Fighting Falcon. MiG is 3rd generation, F-16 is 4th generation. MiG-21 is fighter aircraft, which means generally it is for attacks. Okay, F-16 is multi-role. Its range is 1210, F-16 is 4220 kilometers range. Huge difference. Missiles are R-73, R-77 in F-16, AIM-7, AIM-120, AMRAAM. Okay, so speed is 2175 km per hour, 2400 km per hour. Combat radius 370 kilometers. Combat radius of F-16 is 547 kilometers. So what are the upgradations which are made by Indian Air Force to make MiG battle ready all the time? So MiG-21 went significant changes in 2006 with multi-mode radar, better avionics communication system to give edge over other aircrafts. It was renamed MiG-21 Bison. It was also fitted with R-73 Archer short range and R-77 medium range anti-aircraft missile. And it was also equipped with helmet mounted display which assisted the pilot with engaging in dogfight. What does helmet mounted display means? So generally you have seen the fighter pilots wearing a helmet. So in that helmet only on the screen, like in the Iron Man, you can see in his mask only there were different displays there. Okay, so same happens in this helmet mounted display. The pilot which wears the helmet, in that helmet screen only all the displays are being done. That's why it is very easy for the pilot to fly, okay, and do the different work. Okay, so now MiG-21 aircraft. So conclusion, new upgrades. The MiG-21 Bison gave a toe-to-toe competition with F-16 Falcon, but as it is said that it is not the machine that wins the war, it is the man behind the machine that makes it possible. Hence it is solely the practice of Indian Air Force pilots who do all the hard work and make the impossible possible. Okay, so dogfight, I have told you, aerial battle between fighter aircraft conducted at close range. If you want to see the dogfight, you can just refer to the movie of Tom Cruise. I'm just forgetting the name. Anyone can type in the comment box. So it was very nice movie. And AMRAAM means Advanced Medium Air-to-Air Missile. It is a fire and forget missile generally equipped in F-16 and other US manufactured aircraft. Fire and forget missile means once you have set the target and fired the missile, now target will go anywhere, missile will strike it. Now you don't need to guide that missile. Okay, now this is over of MiG-21. So friends, around 23 minutes have been done. So this is the second part, you can say. Now we will move to the third part, LCA Tejas. You can break this video, you can see one part of the aircrafts. It would be very easy for you instead of watching whole long video. It will just bore you. Okay, so HL Tejas, Indian Air Force aircraft, 4th generation fighter aircraft, indigenously developed in India, developed by Aeronautical Development Agency and Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Full-scale engineering development program was sanctioned in April 1993 and first technologically demonstrated took place in January 2001. LCA completed about light combat aircraft completed about 3,200 flights before getting final operational clearance in 2013. First series production SP-1 Tejas aircraft was handed over to Indian Air Force on 17 Jan 2015. Friends, we will study about it, but you can see when was this project sanctioned? 1993. When was the first aircraft inducted? 2015. That's the major thing. Investing in the research and development is very much important for India. In the current scenario, investment of India in research and development is not more than 2% also of our of our budget. Okay, so it is very 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 low, considering about the, because our developing country needs investment in research and development. If that is done, then only we can just say that India would India would just develop in its indigenous technologies. Okay, so what are the features of this Tejas aircraft? Now we will study. Now we will study about the features. Okay, so Tejas is light combat aircraft. This means that it engages in the light strikes or attack missions reconnaissance roles. Okay, so it is a light combat aircraft, which means light strikes means generally if there is a role needed to strike in very small places, or the radius of the strike is less, then this aircraft comes into action. Then attack missions and generally surveillance. Okay, first advanced fly-by-fire fighter aircraft designed and developed and manufactured in India, has glass cockpit and is equipped with state-of-art satellite-aided inertial navigation system, equipped with digital computer-based attack system and autopilot. Okay, so glass cockpit, it has glass cockpit, which means all the projections are made on the glass, so it is very advanced technology. Okay, so on the glass everything is shown, all the communication system and all the things are shown. Okay, so this all are different features of this aircraft. Capable of firing air-to-air missile, bombs, as well as precision guiding munitions. Also beyond visual range missiles, it can fire improved and better stand-off weapons and air-to-air refueling capability. Okay, aircraft with a delta wing and is capable of air combat, offensive air support, and can perform a secondary role of reconnaissance, which means surveillance. Now we can see its specification: weight 13.5 tons, payload, which means it can missiles and all, it can carry 5.3, speed 1.8 Mach, combat radius 300 kilometers, takeoff distance 1700 meter, and service ceiling, which means altitude it can fly, it is 16 kilometers. What is takeoff distance? Which means it requires around 1.7 kilometers strike to take off. So it means it would require a large runway, okay, of 1.7 kilometers. Tejas Mark II 5th generation aircraft, replacement of Jaguar Mirage 2000 MiG-29, and will be an advanced medium combat aircraft powered with GE F414IN S6 engine, which will be having higher thrust. Higher thrust means it would generally apply more force and it can fly at more higher speed. Will also be equipped with ski jump takeoff and arrested landing, making it suitable for making. And Mark II is expecting its first flight by 2022. Arrest landing making its, which means ski jump takeoff and all these things means it can generally land on we can say aircraft carriers, which means its takeoff distance would also reduce. Okay, so this would be very much important thing and it would be very suitable for Navy. Okay, so Tejas in Indian Air Force, inducted in 45th Squadron of Indian Air Force, also known as Flying Daggers. Flying Daggers has formally commenced operation of Sulu Air Force Station in Tamil Nadu. Southern Air Command, based in Thiruvananthapuram, has been entrusted with the responsibility of training this air crew to fly this aircraft. It has been seen as alternative of MiG-21 and MiG-27. Indian Air Force has ordered 83 Tejas, and which includes 73 Mark I, which is an improvised version of 10 LCA trainer aircraft. Okay, so now if we compare Indian Tejas with Sino-Pakistani JF-17 jets, the best of China and Pakistan, this JF-17 jets, fighter jets made by Pakistan and China jointly. Okay, so manufacturer of LCA Tejas is Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, JF-17 manufactured by Pakistan Aeronautics Complex and Chengdu Aircraft Agency of China. Both have speed of 1.8 Mach. Hard points of Tejas is 8, of JF-17 is 7. Missiles they have Python, Derby, Astra missile. AIM-150 is of the missile at JF-17. Fuel carry load is 8458 kg of LCA Tejas, 2300 kg is of JF-17. You can see the data and you can clearly see that Tejas has clearly a solid edge over JF-17 aircraft, which is joint venture of Pakistan and China, and JF-17 is one of the most advanced aircraft of China. Okay friends, now we will just see this image. This image has various different points, and let's see. It is included in 45th squadron, I have told you. And other than that, first thing, why it is worth the wait. Tejas will replace, first thing, MiG-21. Tejas is believed to be capable as the French Mirage 2000. HAL has used Mirage 2000 as benchmark for developing Tejas. So Mirage 2000's technology has been inducted in Tejas. So it is one of the thing designed to carry air-to-air, air-to-surface, laser-guided missile, other weaponry system. Fly-by-wire technology makes it easier to pilot to maneuver the jet. Tejas is fitted with the new state-of-art Israeli radar, considered to be one of the best in its class, so it can detect various enemy aircrafts and missiles at a time. Okay, so in its radar warning system, which alerts the pilot to enemy aircraft or missile, is made in India. Okay, extensive use of carbon fusage, which means it because of use of carbon, it is lightweight, and because of which it is faster and agile and absorbs enemy radar waves. Okay, so 13.20 meter its length and 4.40 meter is its breadth. Okay, and height, and 8.20 meters is its breadth. Okay, it has glass cockpit which displays real-time information to the pilot. Maximum speed 1350 kg and maximum altitude it can fly is 15,000 feet. Okay, so after closing watching the development of Tejas, Pakistan and China have jointly developed JF-17 Thunder, a single engine light combat aircraft. What makes Tejas score above JF-17? Tejas will require less runway. Tejas Mark II will require around 460 meter of runway, and JF-17 would require 600 meter of runway to take off. Second, JF-17 does not come with mid-air refueling. Tejas come with it. Tejas has a fuel capacity of 8458 kg. JF-17 has 2268 kg, which means more flight time would Tejas would be having. Okay, so conclusion, Tejas took a lot of time in its manufacturing due to its simple design and rugged nature. It is one of the most daunting aircraft, with hope that Tejas protects our sky from the predators so that India can rise to achieve its dream of being a superpower. So this was all about Tejas. So we have completed around half an hour. So now we will move to another part, which is the Mirage aircraft. Okay friends, this video might be long, but it is worth it. All the questions which are asked is generally from these aircrafts comparison. You will be easily able to answer them. Day after Pulwama attack, Indian Air Force gave a befitting reply to Pakistan by carrying out an airstrike targeting its terror camps across LOC, line of control. Indian Air Force chose 12 Mirage 2000 aircraft to carry out this operation, which launched a payload of 1000 kg at Balakot, Pakistan, and destroyed the terror points of Jaish-e-Mohammed. Okay, so let's read about this aircraft. French made, manufactured by Dassault Aviation. The same company is manufacturing the Rafale, and it was in 1970, and it was replacement of the Mirage 3 of the French Air Force. Mirage 2000 is the deadliest and most versatile aircraft of Indian Air Force. Commissioned in year 1985. It was made in 1970s, but India commissioned it in 1985 and gave the name Vajra, which means thunderbolt in Sanskrit. Fourth generation multi-role fighter aircraft, which means that it is capable of performing air-to-air attack, support ground troops, can also perform an interceptor to other aircrafts. What are its features? So lightweight, high maneuverable fighter that was being originally manufactured as an air superiority fighter under the Project Delta 1000, but due to changes in the role demanded by French military, it was later made into multi-role aircraft. Okay, so Now, earlier it was only manufactured for attacking, but now it has been updated and now it is a multi-role fighter aircraft. Later it was made multi-role fighter aircraft. Speed of 2.3 Machs, 2.3 times the speed of sound. Combat ceiling, which means can fly till altitude of 17 kilometers. It has climbing speed of 60,000 feet per minute and designed for all weather, day and night operations. It has delta wing and fly-by-wire control system. It has also air-to-air refueling technology that makes it possible to remain airborne for a long period of time. So it doesn't have to land for refueling. Okay, so now we will come forward. So friends, before moving forward, I want to tell you what does delta wings means. Delta wings generally means all triangular wings straight from the edges, which means it can easily turn. And fly-by-wire control system means automatic system. You can generally think like autopilot. Pilot gives the signal, computer just interprets the signal and adjusts according to this weather situation, other situations of the enemy aircraft. So automatic fly-by-wire control system. Mirage in India. First 7 aircraft which India received was named as Battle Axis. With this, India became the first country to use this aircraft. Then the Indian Air Force used Mirage 2000 during Kargil War, which made MiG-21, MiG-23, MiG-27 were unable to execute operation due to difficult weather. Mirage 2000 was successful. This was remarkably successful in destroying the enemy trenches and assisted in capturing Tiger Hill. IAF currently operates 49 Mirage 2000 aircraft that went under maintenance, upliftment and equipped with advanced identification friend and foe system. What does this mean? Advanced identification friend and foe system. So all our Indian Air Force aircrafts are attached with this system. When we have to see that whether it is our own friendly aircraft or enemy aircraft, we just send the signal from this advanced identification friend and foe system. It would easily scan it from the other system, other aircraft. On the other aircraft also advanced identification friend and foe system is installed. So signals from our aircraft would just go to that aircraft. It would just scan this all friend and foe system and it will tell us that whether it is our friendly aircraft or enemy's aircraft. Okay, it has multi-mode, multi-layered radar, a war suit equipped with advanced beyond visual range missile system capability. Okay, so talking about its legacy, Mirage widely used by many countries: France, Egypt, India, Peru, UAE, Greece, Taiwan, Brazil, with increasing frequency in maintenance and inception of new aircraft like Rafale. The Vajra is losing its sheen. Nonetheless, the aircraft has time and again proved itself as an excellent performer. Credit goes to the pilots and the support staff as well. So now we have completed about this Mirage aircraft. Again moving to the another part is our Sukhoi Su-13 Mark 1 aircraft. Okay, so this aircraft, the Indian Air Force has one of the most well-trained pilots of the world. When these pilots sits in one of the most fierce aircraft, they make the enemy look back at its decision. So this aircraft of Indian Air Force, of this Sukhoi Su-30, developed by Russian company Sukhoi Aviation Corporation, 4th generation multi-role air superiority fighter aircraft. It has an air superiority fighter with multi-role capabilities of surface mission capabilities along with air-to-air fights. Okay, India enters in memorandum of understanding with Russia in year 2000 and permitted the license of production of Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 at HAL's plant. The Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 variant was inducted in Indian Air Force in year 2002, while the first indigenously assembled Sukhoi Mark 30 Mark 1 was inducted in 2004. Okay, so Indian variant of aircraft was manufactured by HAL. And for the Indian Air Force, Mark 1 mentioned in Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 is the acronym for Modernized Vanil Commercial Industry, which means modernized commercial Indian. You can just remember the English name. Russian name is quite tough, but if you can remember, you can remember. Okay, so there are total of 240 Sukhois in service, out of which HAL manufactured 202 Sukhoi aircrafts, fighter jets, and highest number so far made under license from Russia. Okay, so about specification: speed Mach 2, range 3000 kilometers, combat radius 1300 kilometers, altitude it can fly 17.3 kilometers, hard points 12. Okay, it is also upgraded with BrahMos cruise missile to deter an incoming enemy attack. Okay, so now we will move forward. So top speed of Sukhoi is 2120 km per hour. Top speed of Rafale is 2130 km per hour. Rafale targets up to the range of 3700 kilometers. Sukhoi can target up to the range of 3000 kilometers. Okay, so Rafale is 15 meter long, Sukhoi is 20 meter long. So you can see Rafale is having edge over Sukhoi. There are huge differences in weight both aircrafts carry while they are empty and also during takeoff. Rafale is much lighter in both condition and Sukhoi, which make its better maneuverability and hence better during dogfights. Therefore Rafale is best. Due to small size, Rafale is not easily detected by Rafale radar, which makes it more steady than Sukhoi Su-30. Hence Rafale is the clear winner. So this was comparison between Rafale and Sukhoi. Now Rafale is expensive, but the reasons are diverse, including the better range, wider range of weapons including cruise missiles, comprehensive support infrastructure, and interconnecting technology to the Mirage 2000 that is being upgraded, and overall the range is critical, as well as employing long range cruise missiles and the French agreeing for India to develop and integrate into the existing source code to deliver nuclear bombs also. Rafale ups its game and on its weapon capabilities to include nuclear delivery. Okay, which means generally, in understanding it in simple words, Rafale can be fixed or be attached with nuclear capable missiles. Training program attached to Rafale is more comprehensive than Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 support program. There are real key over the Sukhoi 30, which means Rafale is more updated, therefore requires lot of more training. Okay, though currently Sukhoi is also being attached with BrahMos missile, and generally today the BrahMos missile is also being upgraded to nuclear capable, carrying nuclear capable warheads. So now Sukhoi is also currently, we can say that it can also carry nuclear warheads. Okay, now Indian Air Force is currently working with equipping. The Indian Air Force is currently working with equipping the Sukhoi 30 Mark 1 with Israeli Spice 2000 laser guided bombs to make it more deadly. Currently only the Mirage 2000s are fitted with Spice 2000 bombs, and these aircrafts were successful in the pre-dawn strike mission done on the terror camp of Jaish-e-Mohammed during Balakot strike in Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Conclusion: top brass of Indian Air Force is not fully convinced that additional Sukhoi fighter jets will actually help gauge fall of the fighter fleet in the force, and senior officials are also worried that IF has already top heavy and actually needs light and medium class aircraft to strike the right balance in the force. Friends, generally the light combat aircraft like Tejas and Rafale are needed in the current scenario, because currently it is all about the speed. We don't need heavy aircrafts because they can be easily intercepted by enemy radars, enemy fighter aircrafts, and enemy missiles. Okay, so that's why our officials are also not in its support. Okay, so now officials are also worried about the light medium combat aircraft. Okay, aircraft like Sukhoi have a higher operating cost when compared to the light or medium class fighter jets. Sukhoi fleet also faces routine spares and maintenance issues which have improved over the last few years, but still have not reached to the prudent level, because it is a very old machine, Sukhoi. That's why it needs good amount of maintenance, and because of which it cost us much more. Okay, so friends, this was all about this Sukhoi. Now we will move to the Boeing CH-47 Chinook helicopter. Okay, so let's start. So friends, now Boeing CH-47 Chinook helicopter made in USA. Currently Indian Air Force operates its first batch of 4 Chinook helicopters arrived on 11th Feb at Mundra Port, Gujarat. So this is all thing, you don't need to remember it, you generally needs to remember about its specification. The deal, so it was the deal made with Russia, USA. Indian Air Force has been struggling with logistics, supply and support with its allying Russian built Mi-17 medium light lift helicopters, M1, Mi-26 and Mi-35 attack helicopters. With an increase in tension across borders against Pakistan and China, India rapidly scaled up its defense purchases. India signed $3 billion deal with USA and purchased 15 Chinook helicopters, which is also CH-47 Chinook helicopters, and 22 AH-64 Apache helicopters in 2018. Okay, so the helicopter CH-47 F1 Chinook advanced multi-mission helicopter that was manufactured by Boeing, American made, American company. It was introduced in 1962, took parts in many operations in Vietnam, Afghanistan and Iran, which means it is war tested. It is said to be one of the most advanced heavy lift helicopter of the world. Boeing has strengthened its supply chains and nearly 160 partners in JV to manufacture large section of Chinook helicopters. What are the strength of this helicopter? So it can carry payload of 9.6 tons. Tons means 1 ton has 1000 kgs. So around 10,000 kg payload it can carry, including heavy machinery such as artillery guns, howitzers and even armored vehicles. The capacity can also be utilized for rescue operation, disaster relief, aircraft recovery and parachute drops. Okay, parachute drops means for paratroopers. Then in disasters, then aircraft, if any aircraft is crashed or if any aircraft is struck, then this can carry this aircraft also. Then in rescue operations, okay, if any people have to be airlifted from one place to another in rescue, so this helicopter can take part. So border road organization, it can also help border road organization to complete long pending and building projects and provide better connectivity to northeast, because it can transport different materials to different terrains. Okay, clash of heavy lifters, Mi-26 of Russia versus Chinook CH-47 of USA. Russian made Mi-26 has been part of India since ages, but the Indian Air Force is facing many issues. The most prominent its spare parts. It is often seen that the Mi-26 spends most of its time on land than in air. To add it to its woes, the operational cost of this helicopter is also huge, so purchasing the Chinook is better option. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you about Mi-26 helicopter. Our late CDS Bipin Rawat sir was also in Mi-26 helicopter when it crashed with other officers and his late wife. Okay, other than that, many important leaders of China, Japan, China, South Korea, all have been crashed in Mi-26 helicopters. So one of the important thing, currently maintenance is high. Then this crashing incidents of Mi-26 have been very much higher. Okay, so big fight within next 3 weeks. Leave it. Chinook has contra-rotating twin rotors to withstand rough weather. It is being used extensively in Afghanistan. You can see these two wings. So this is about the 2 wings, so it can generally stand very harsh weather also. So Russia's new generation Mi-26 is far superior than its with 20-ton carrying capacity. Russian Mi-26 has 20-ton carrying capacity, which is biggest among choppers. Have even lifted Bofors gun to higher reaches, placed bulldozers at a height of 16,500 feet. So Mi-26 has also very much good power. That's why India is using and many other countries are using. But this high maintenance and crashes issues have just raised the question mark. Around the world, around 1100 Chinooks have been manufactured by Boeing. 19 countries are currently using it. India is 9th non-NATO country using this Chinook, and non-NATO countries other than India using Chinook is Libya, Iran, Morocco, South Korea, Thailand, China, Japan, Singapore. Okay, so air base and establishment. Helicopter will be stationed in Chandigarh Air Force Station as well as in Mohanbari in Northeast. IFS already trained its pilot on new helicopters since October 2018 in Delaware, USA. Conclusion: Chinook is one of the most important thing in IF's arsenal, which would boost its military capability to vast extent. Okay, so now we will come to the Apache AH-64E, which is the helicopter made by USA only. So this helicopter is one of the most important piece of equipment for country's defense. Since its inception, helicopter has been used for various purposes due to its versatile nature. Depending on size, a helicopter is used for transportation, attack, assistance in case of natural calamities, etc. Indian Air Force had approved a procurement request for acquisition of 22 Apache attack helicopters from Boeing, which is set to be inducted by July 2019. What is Apache? An attack helicopter, which is regarded as the world's most lethal helicopter. Helicopter is manufactured by Boeing and was introduced in US Army in 1986. This helicopter is upgraded version of helicopter which will be inducted into Indian Air Force. Okay, why did IAF choose helicopter over aircraft? Okay, so Indian Air Force is struggling for the new acquisition of the aircraft. So why did it prefer to choose a helicopter over aircraft? It is no doubt an aircraft has an edge over helicopter when it comes to destroying the resources behind the enemy lines, because the aircrafts have much speed. Okay, but the helicopter has their own advantages too. What are these advantages? This helicopter can hover and can precisely target and mow down even man-sized targets with things like millimeter radar and night vision. Okay, so this is the precision level of its destroying the target. This helicopter can also hug the ground, make them much more difficult to spot by air defenses, which means it can land on ground. Radar and enemy troops cannot spot them. Okay, therefore the first wave of air attacks conducted in first Gulf War was led by AH-64 attack helicopters. Lastly, most attack helicopters are armored. On the other hand, most fixed wing aircraft are not. So if they take fire, they are less likely to go down. So anti-armor missiles are attached with the helicopter generally, which means when any enemy missile is fired, they generally destroy these enemy missiles. So this gives an edge. Other than in fighter aircraft, they can easily be destroyed by the enemy missile. So this is one of the edge of the helicopter over the aircraft. Okay, India is very difficult terrain where there are important passes and ranges which are difficult to target from an aircraft, and helicopter gains an advantages. The helicopter is going to be a joint venture of US company Boeing and Indian company Tata under Make in India initiative. Okay, so this helicopter, Apache helicopter, if I zoom it, okay, so what are its specification? It can carry 2 people, operational speed 158 knots, around 293 km per hour. Okay, its range is 476 kilometers, which means it can travel around 476 km in one fuel filling. Service ceiling, which means it can fly up to a height of 6.1 kilometer, and hard points, which means 4 missiles can be attached to it. Okay, why Apache AH-64 helicopter? Because first reason is FIM-92 Stinger missiles attached to it. The missile is notorious for its impact in Soviet-Afghan war. Mujahideen armed with the Stingers brought down jets, fighters to transport aircraft to helicopters. Okay, so Mujahideens were funded by USA, which was later became Taliban. So in around 1969 in Gulf War, in Afghan War, USA supported Mujahideens to destroy the Soviet power. So they were given this Stinger missiles. You can see this Stinger missiles. So now this helicopter has this Stinger missiles attached with it. So one of the worst helicopters to be attacked by this missile was Mi-35 that India already has. These missiles from a large part of Pakistan arsenal. So we had to have a helicopter which would have better. Okay, I was just wrong. Generally, these missiles were used by the men from the ground to destroy the helicopters of the Soviet Rus, and aircrafts and all the things were destroyed by this Stinger missile. Okay, by the Mujahideens. But the Mi-35 helicopter, okay, But the Mi-35 helicopter of the Russia was much more impacted by these missiles. So India currently have Mi series of helicopters. So we can just say that if we are having this Stinger missiles, then they can these missiles can help us. Okay, because we are having Mi series of helicopters also, but they were impacted by these Stinger missiles. So now we are having these Stingers missiles attached to our Apaches, so this would give us edge. Okay. So again, second thing is AGM 114 Hellfire missile. This is a one more thing, friends. So generally this Mi helicopters were impacted much more by Stinger missiles. So now having this Apache helicopters, so this would give us edge over the Mi helicopters. Okay, so this is the one thing. Second thing is that AGM 114 Hellfire missile. So this is attached with the Apache helicopters. This is revolutionary air to surface and surface to surface missile, specifically intended for an anti-armor role. Okay, anti-armor role means if any enemy missile is fired on our Apache helicopters, this AGM Hellfire missile is fired by our Apaches and they destroy these missiles so that our helicopter remains unaffected. Okay, so this missile is a tailor-made for low intensity conflicts where surgical armor, removal of armor is required. These missiles come specially equipped with Apache helicopters and make a lethal combination of speed and strength. Fully armored fuselage. The helicopter is also known as flying tank as it is so secure that it can take multiple bullets and still perform well in battlefield. Okay, so it can be deduced that the Apache was the best choice for India, apart from India wanted to strengthen its friendship with USA. Okay, so the two important reasons I have tell you why the Apache is good for us. First thing was that Mi-35 were destroyed by the USA made Stinger missiles. So India wanted to have much more good potential of good armored helicopter, and that was Apache. First thing. Second thing was that it is attached with Hellfire missiles, anti armor missile. So this helicopter is much more efficient and strong in destroying enemies missile, and it can take multiple bullets and then still can perform. Okay, so what is the conclusion? The stealthy agile chopper is designed for missions for all kinds. In addition to it, it has 70 caliber or 70 mm rocket arsenal attached to it, an automatic cannon. The Apache is equipped with laser and infrastructure system for day-to-day operability. The Apache is going to be India's first pure attack helicopter, while the Mi-35 from the Russia has been operating for years and is now about to retire. The two-pilot Apache is a dedicated attack helicopters that experts believe will be a game changer. So friends, this was all about our today's video, the most important video where I have made different comparisons of aircrafts, helicopters owned by India, attack helicopters, attack jets. So this is the last this was the last video of our defense knowledge on Indian Air Force. Though this video is long, but it would be sufficient and it would be one in all video. You don't now need to refer to other videos, Google, Wikipedia, YouTube videos for other information. This is all. So thank you so much for watching. You can just break this video in different parts and watch so that it would be easy for you to grasp. And thank you so much. If you have any suggestions, to comment them in the comment box. Thank you so much and Jai Hind.